Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Let us chant one round of japa with Srila Prabhupada. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshakarne Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांता स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता एज इट इज की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to today's Srimad Bhagavatam for all session. Let us recite Bhagavad Gita Shloka. So today is Tuesday. We didn't start a new verse, did we? On Sunday was the last that we recited the verse. And Monday, yeah, we recited the verse on Monday. Yes, did we? A new verse. Let me see. So we finished 4 and we also did 10. Yes. Maybe that's the last. We have to do the next one, I think. $18. So we have to start a new verse. 10. Yeah. So on today's Tuesday, right? Yeah. So Sunday we recited. Yeah. So we'll start a new verse today, 14, 18. Please repeat after me. Urdhvam gachanti sattvastha madhye tishtanti rajasah jaghanya guna vrittistha adho gachanti tamasah. Urdhvam gachanti sattvastha madhye tishtanti rajasah jaghanya guna vrittistha adho gachanti tamasah. ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्था मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसाः जघन्यगुणवृत्तिस्था अधो गच्छन्ति तामसाः. ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्था मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसाः जघन्यगुणवृत्तिस्था अधो गच्छन्ति तामसाः. Those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets. Those in the mode of passion live on the earthly planets, and those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the hellish worlds. So now you can recite. Does anyone need to go first? Yes, Isha, you need to go first.
ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्था मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति जघन्यगुणवृत्तिस्था अधो गच्छन्ति तामसाः. Those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets. Those in the mode of passion live on the earthly planets, and those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the highest plane.
Saujanya Mataji.
Mataji, Dandotram, Sarvashtu Srila Prabhupada, all words to the devotees.
Dandot Pranam Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Yes, Mataji.
Urdhvam gachanti sattvastha मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसः जगन्यगुणवृत्तिस्था अधो गच्छन्ति तामसः. Those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets. Those in the mode of passion live on the earthly planets, and those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the hellish worlds. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so we'll go in order. In by Nia.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्ता मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसा जगन्यगुणवृत्तिस्ता अधो गच्छन्ति तामसा. Translation. Those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets. Those in the mode of passion live on the earthly planets, and those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the hellish worlds.
Inia.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्था मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसा जघन्यगुणवृत्तिस्था अधो गच्छन्ति तामसा. Those situated in a mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets. Those in the mode of passion live on the earthly planets, and those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the hellish worlds.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Krishna Ashish. You want to log in? Madhava.
ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्था मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसा जगन्यगुणवृत्तिस्था अधो गच्छन्ति तामसा. Those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets. Those in the mode of passion live on the earthly worlds, and those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the lowest worlds.
Rasapriya.
ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्था मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसा जगन्यगुणवृत्तिस्था अधो गच्छन्ति तामसा. Those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets. Those in the mode of passion live on the earthly planets, and those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the hellish worlds.
Okay. Priyanka Haripriya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्था मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसः जगन्यगुणवृत्तिस्था अधो गच्छन्ति तामसः. Those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets. Those in the mode of passion live on the earthly planets, and those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the hellish worlds.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Okay. Did everyone recite? So we can begin Srimad Bhagavatam. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 1. The Advent of Lord Krishna, Introduction. Text 33. So what were we reading so far? Then we will go over the sequence here. So this is how, after glorifying Parikshit Maharaj, right? Sukadeva Goswami glorified Parikshit Maharaj. Samyak vyavasita buddhis tava rajarshi sattama vasudeva kathayamte yad jata naishtiki rati. So, samyak vyavasita buddhi, your intelligence is properly situated. So, it is certain that your intelligence is firmly fixed. In what? In spiritual understanding, which is the only true goal for humanity. Right? How is it said that your intelligence is properly fixed? Because you have great attraction for the topics of Lord Vasudeva. Right? Vasudeva kathayamte yajjata naishtiki rati. You have this naishtiki rati, right? Nishta, right? You have attraction, strong attraction, unceasing attraction for Vasudeva Katha. This shows that your intelligence is properly fixed, situated. So you are Sattama, Rajarshi Sattama. So we discussed that. Rajarshi Sattama means you are Raja among all rishis and you are Raja among all Sattama. Sattama means the best of devotees. You are the king of all the best of devotees, like that. So after properly glorifying Parikshit Maharaj, then also glorifying Bhagavatam itself, that anyone who questions, anyone who speaks, and anyone who hears, everyone is purified. Then Sukadeva Goswami began to narrate the. So Parikshit Maharaj had asked questions, right? So remember the questions that he asked: why Krishna left his father's home and why he went to live with his foster father in Vrindavan. Then where did he live there? What did he do? Then also how many years did he spend amongst the Vrishnis? And then how many years in Dwaraka? And how many wives did he marry? Why did he kill his mother's brother, uncle Kamsa? This is not approved by Shastra. Why did he do that? Like this. All these questions were asked. And then he said, please answer all questions that I have asked and also those questions which I have not asked. And whatever you know, answer everything, tell me everything, like that. And how? Vistarat, tell me in detail. So now, answering the questions asked by Parikshit Maharaj and also more, Sukadeva Goswami begins. Once Bhumir Dripta Nripa Vyaja Daityanika Shatayutaihi Akranta Bhuri Bharena Brahmanam Sharanam Yayam. So Bhumi Devi, being completely overburdened by the military army consisting of billions of soldiers, right, of demons who were posing as kings, she became completely uh, overburdened by this and she approached Lord Brahma for relief. And how did she approach? Gaur Bhutvashru Mukhi Khinna. Gaur means she assumed the form of a cow. Gau Mata, right? Gau, like that. So Gaur Bhutva Ashrumukhi. Her face was tear-filled face, right? Ashrumukhi. And Khinna, she is very much distressed. Krandanti, right? She was crying. Karunam Vibhoho, right? In a very pitiable way, she was crying. And then she approached Lord Brahma. Then Mother Earth assumed the form of a cow, very much distressed with tears in her eyes. She appeared before Lord Brahma, told him about her misfortune. What did Lord Brahma do? After hearing Bhumi Devi's condition from her, Lord Brahma, he approached Lord Shiva, and he took Lord Indra along with him, and then went to the shore of the milk ocean. Why? Because he thought, first of all, this is Bhumi Devi's problem is uh, regarding maintenance, whereas my function is creation. So, who does maintenance? Lord Vishnu does, right? Lord Vishnu does maintenance, Lord Brahma creation, Lord Shiva annihilation. So, this is concerning Lord Vishnu. So, I'll take Bhumi Devi to Lord Vishnu. But Lord Vishnu, it's not that he's personally going to do, he may order his agents. So, Lord Indra maintains the earth by way of sending rains. So maybe Lord Vishnu will call for Indra. So I'll take Indra along. Maybe annihilation is done by Lord Shiva. Maybe the Lord Vishnu wants to annihilate all these demons. In that case, he may call for Lord Shiva. I'll just take Lord Shiva along. Like this, he took various demigods with him and he went to the shore of the milk ocean. तत्र गत्वा जगन्नाथं देवदेवं वृषाकपिं पुरुषं पुरुषसूक्तेन उपतस्थे समाहितः. So after going there, tatra gatva Jagannatham Devadevam Vrishakapim. These are the words for adjectives for Lord Vishnu. Jagannatha, Devadeva and Vrishakapi. You remember? Jagannatha means he is the Lord of the whole universe. And Devadeva is the Lord of all the demigods. The demigods are the controllers, is the master of the controllers. And Vrishakapi. Vrishakapi means Vrisha means one who reigns, and Kapi means one who takes away. So, matlab, takes away means he mitigates, he removes. So Vrisha, he reigns the fulfillment of all desires, and he removes all distresses, all difficulties of uh, his devotees. And Devadeva, he is the lord of the demigods. So that which cannot be solved even by the demigods, it can be solved by him because he is the master of the demigods. Therefore, they approached him. And Jagannatha, because when there is any problem in the whole universe, who can fix it? Right? Jagannath, he is the Lord. So that's why they all approached uh, the Lord. And then what did they do? They started offering Purusha Sukta prayers. Upataste Samahitaha. Right? They went there and then they started, after gathering there, they started with great sincerity, they started reciting the Purusha Sukta prayers. After reaching the shore of the ocean of milk, the demigods worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, the Master of the whole universe, the Supreme God of all gods, who provides for everyone and diminishes, Vishakapi. Diminishes everyone's suffering. With great attention, they worship Lord Vishnu, who lies on the ocean of milk, by reciting the Vedic mantras known as the Purusha Sukta. Then, Giram Samadhau Gagane Samiritam निशम्य वेदास्त्रिदशानुवाचः गां पौरुषीं मे शृणुतामराः पुनर्विधीयतामाशु तथैव माचिरम्. Then what happened? Lord Brahma, after they recited these Purusha Sukta prayers, Lord Brahma was meditating on Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. Then in trance he was able to hear the order of Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. Only Lord Brahma was able to hear. And this sound was coming from the sky, Akashavani. But not everyone was able to hear. Only Lord Brahma was able to hear. Hiram Samadhau, that means in Samadhi. Gagane Samiritam, from the sky. This sound was coming. Nishamya Vedas Tridashan Uvachaha. So then, when he heard this, Lord Brahma began to speak to the demigods, right? Gam Paurushim. So this sound belongs to who? To Purusha, Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, right? Purusha avatars, you have 3. So Kshirodakashayi Vishnu is also Purusha. So he's Lord Brahma. Veda means Lord Brahma. So Veda is Lord Brahma is speaking to the demigods. the words that are spoken by the Purusha. And he's telling the demigods, I'm going to repeat the same thing that I've heard from the Purusha. The words of the Purusha I'm going to repeat to you. Gam Paurishim me Shrinutamara Punar. Oh, you listen, whatever he spoke, Paurushim, Purusha, whatever words he spoke to me, now, O Amara, O demigods, O deathless ones, I'm going to repeat unto you. You listen as I repeat unto you. Vidhiyatam ashu tathaiva ma chiram. And then after hearing, without any delay, immediately you must carry out that order. Okay? Then from here onwards, he is repeating the words exactly. So these are actually the words of Shirodakashaya Vishnu. Uraiva pumsa vadrito dharajvaro bhavadviramshairyadushupajanyatam sayava durvya paramishvareshvara swakala shaktya kshapayamshare dhruvi. Uraiva pumsa vadrito dharajvaro. So, the Lord is aware even before Dhara, right? Dhara means Bhumi Devi. Jwara means fever. That means her suffering. Right? Even before it was petitioned to him, the Lord is aware of the problem of Bhumi Devi. So, Bhavadbhir Amshair Yadushupajanyatam. So, therefore, all of you in your amshas, in your as your expansions, must take birth in the Yadu dynasty. So by Upalakshana, Yadu, Kuru dynasty, all dynasties. Who's saying this? Shirodakashaya Vishnu is saying. He's saying that the Lord is aware, so all of you should take birth. That means he's talking about Krishna. Krishna is aware. Sayava Durvya Bharam Ishwareshwara. So here Ishwareshwara means Ishwara of all Ishwaras. That means Ishwara of even Shirodakashaya Vishnu. Who is that? Krishna. Sayava Durvya Bharam Ishwareshwara. That Ishwareshwara, for as long as he is going to be on this earth, why? What is he going to do? He is going to reduce the weight, the burden on earth. How? Swakala Shaktya Kshapayam Charedhuvi. So, by his own Kala Shakti, he is going to reduce the burden of the earth, and then you should also remain here to assist him for as long as he is on this earth. Like this. Who said? Shirodakshaya Vishnu said. And it's being repeated by Brahmaji. Vasudeva grihe sakshat bhagavan purushah paraha janishyate tad priyartham sambhavantu surastriyah. Then Vasudeva grihe sakshat bhagavan purushah paraha. So in the house of Vasudev, Swayam Bhagavan, Sakshat Bhagavan, Purushah Paraha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Janishyate, he will take birth, he will appear. Tat Priyartham, right, for his pleasure, or you can say for the pleasure of his gopis, right, for the pleasure of his dear ones, Priya. His Priyas are his gopis. For their pleasure, Sambhavantu Surastriyah, the wives of the demigods should also take birth. So there we also understood Surastriyaha can also mean, either you can take it as demigods' wives, but it is actually here Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says Surastriyaha means the Lakshmis, because Manvantara avatars are counted as demigods and their wives will be Lakshmi Devis. So either way, so the instruction is the wives of the demigods or Lakshmis should also take birth for the pleasure of, if you say Lakshmis, then it is for the pleasure of the gopis, to assist the gopis. And or you can say for his pleasure, right? The wives of the demigod should appear to satisfy him. So demigod should take birth and assist. The wives of the demigod should also come, and the Lord is going to appear. That was already said in Vasudev's home. Next. Vasudeva Kalanantaha Sahasravadana Agrato Bhavita Devo Hare Priya Chikirshaya. Now, about Balaramji is also going to appear. Vasudeva Kalanantaha Sahasra Vadana Swarat. So Vasudeva Kala. Kala means an expansion, actually, expansion of the expansion. Anantaha. So Ananta, whose Kala is Ananta. And Ananta has Sahasra Vadana. He has thousands of faces, heads. That Lord is Swarat. Swarat means who shines along with his elder brother, or who shines along with his brother Krishna. So here, who is this? This is Lord Balaram. Who shines along with his brother means Balaram. Agrato Bhavita Devo. Agrata means is the elder brother. He will appear before Krishna. Hare Priya Chikishaya. And why he will come? To perform activity, with a desire to perform activities which are pleasing to Krishna. So Balaramji is also going to appear. Then Vishnurmaya Bhagavati Yaya Sammohitam Jagat Adishta Prabhunamshena Karyarthe Sambhavishyati. Then who else is going to appear? Vishnurmaya. Vishnurmaya Bhagavati. So she is as good as Bhagavan, that's why Bhagavati. And who is this? Vishnu's Maya. Yaya Sammohitam Jagat. By whom this whole Jagat is bewildered, is put into bewilderment. Now, which Maya are we talking about here? So we saw there are actually three Mayas. First Maya is that Maya, Adishta Prabhunamshena. That Maya which is ordered by the Lord, right? So that is Yogamaya, who was ordered to take birth. So she's going to appear. She's ordered, but she's going to come Amshena. She's going to come along with her part and parcel. Who is that? Mahamaya. And that Mahamaya is the one by whom this whole Jagat is bewildered. Okay? And why she's going to appear Karyarthe? Because she has some function to do. So for that she's going to come. Karyarthe Sambhavishyati. So there we said, because the Lord has two types of activities. One activity is in relation to his devotees. The other activity is in relation to the enemies of his devotees. So in relation to his devotees, the activities that the Lord is going to perform, who is going to assist? Yogamaya. And the activities that the Lord does in relation to the enemies of the devotees, that is done by Mahamaya. And then there's a third type of Maya, which is nothing but love, right? The extreme love of the pure devotees of Krishna, the eternal associates of Krishna. They cannot be conducted by either, or their forgetfulness of Krishna's position as the Supreme Lord is not under the power of Yogamaya or Mahamaya. That forgetfulness is because of their extreme love for Krishna. So that love is also counted as one Maya. So this Maya is also going to appear. Which Maya? Only Mahamaya is going to appear or what? No, three Mayas are coming. Yogamaya, Mahamaya, and of course Prema. Because the eternal associates are there, so their Prema is also there. Then after that, Sri Shuka Uvacha Ityadishyama Raganan Prajapati Patir Vibhu Ashvasya Cha Mahim Girbihi Swadhama Paramam Yayo. In this way, after relating to all the demigods what the Lord said, and also after pacifying Bhumi Devi, Lord Brahma went back to his own abode, Shuraseno, and then now, because the order has been given, now it has to be executed, right? The demigods must take birth. Surasheno Yadupatir Mathuram Avasan Purim Mathuran Churasenamscha Vishayan Ubujepura. So the leader of the Yadu dynasty, Shurasena, he came to the kingdom, to the or he made he came to Mathura, the district of Mathura, and Shurasena, these two districts or these two districts he was ruling, and he made Mathura his capital city. And since that time, Mathura became the capital city of all the kings of Yadu dynasty. Okay, so formerly Shurasena, the chief of Yadu dynasty, had gone to live in the city of Mathura. There he enjoyed the places known as Mathura and Shurasena. Rajadhani tatah sabhu sarva yadava bhujam Mathura Bhagavan yatra nityam sannihito harihi. So yeah, so that Mathura city became capital for, since Shurasena's time, Mathura city became capital for all the kings of Yadu dynasty. But this Mathura is not a material planet, it is actually the eternal abode. Why? The Lord is eternally residing there. He is performing pastimes there eternally. So even though it appears like it's on this earth planet, actually it is a spiritual world. The city and district of Mathura are very intimately connected with Krishna, for Lord Krishna lives there eternally. तस्यां तु कर्हि चिच्छौरिर्वसुदेवः कृतोद्वहः देवक्या सूर्यया सार्धं प्रयाणे रथमारुहत् तस्यां तु कर्हि चिच्छौरिर्वसुदेवः कृतोद्वहः देवक्या सूर्यया सार्धं प्रयाणे रथम आरुहत. So now we are coming to Vasudev and Devaki's wedding. So this Vasudev, who belonged to the demigod family of the Shura dynasty. Shurasena's son is Vasudev, right? Married Devaki. After the marriage, uh, he mounted his chariot to return home with his newly married wife. Ugrasena sutah kamsaha swasuhu priyachikishaya rashmin hayanam jagraha raukmai ratha shatair vritaha. Then Ugrasena and Devaka are brothers. Devaka had 7 daughters. All of them were married to Vasudeva. And Devaki is one of them. And Devaka's brother is Ugrasena. Ugrasena's son is Kamsa. So Kamsa is Devaki's brother. So this Kamsa, when Devaki was getting married, so as a brother, he was taking her sister to her in-law's place. So he was personally driving the chariot. He took the reins of the horse in his hands and he became the Sarathi, the chariot driver. Kamsa, the son of King Ugrasena, in order to please his sister Devaki on the occasion of her marriage, took charge of the reins of the horses and became the chariot driver. He was surrounded by hundreds of golden chariots. Then we were reading about the dowry that is given by Devaka, right? So Chatushatam Parivar, like how many elephants, how many chariots, how many horses. And then we read about the significance of dowry, right? Devaki's father, King Devaka, was very much affectionate to his daughter. Therefore, while she and her husband were leaving home, he gave her a dowry of 400 elephants, nicely decorated with golden garlands. He also gave 10,000 horses, 1,800 chariots, and 200 very beautiful young maidservants, fully decorated with ornaments. So we have to start with text 33. Do you know whose turn it is today? Anyone remembers?
I think Aditi Mataji read last Mataji, the puppet.
Who read? Aditi Lata Mataji.
Aditi Lata Mataji, yeah.
Okay, so Inba will start. Thank you, Mataji. शङ्खतुर्या मृदङ्गाश्च नेदुर्दुन्दुभयः समं प्रयाणप्रक्रमे ताता वरवध्वो सुमङ्गलम्. Inba. Did they leave? Oh, they're not here. Okay, Isha.
O beloved son, Maharaj Parikshit, when the bride and bridegroom were ready to start, conch shells, bugles, drums, and kettle drums all vibrated in concert for their auspicious departure.
Yeah. O beloved son, Maharaj Parikshit, who's speaking? Sukadev Goswami is saying, O beloved son, Maharaj Parikshit. Interesting, huh? Sukadev Goswami was 16 years old. Sukadev Goswami was 16 years old. Parikshit Maharaj was 60 years old. 60. Uh, at least in Mahabharat, the episode that we read in Mahabharat, there it is said 60 years old. So that, but Sukadev Goswami is saying, "Oh my dear son, Maharaj Parikshit." So you see, seniority is not simply by age. Actually, it is by the spiritual advancement, right? Nice. So again, O beloved son, Maharaj Parikshit, when the bride and bridegroom were ready to start, conch shells, bugles, drums, and kettle drums all vibrated in concert for their auspicious departure. Yes. So now Devaki is ready to leave. She's on her way to her in-laws' home, Vasudev's home. Kamsa is driving the chariot, and when they were ready to start, when they were just about to start, all sorts of musical instruments, auspicious, right? Auspicious musical instruments, conch shells were being blown, drums were beaten, bugles were blown, kettle drums were beaten. They were vibrated in concert for their auspicious departure. Next. So in my India, you're here, you can read, and then Krishna will read. Pati pragrahinam kamsam आभाष्याः शरीरवाक् अस्यास्त्वाम् अष्टमो गर्भो हन्तायां वहसे बुधा.
While Kamsa, controlling the reins of the horses, was driving the chariot along the way, an unembodied voice addressed him, "You foolish rascal, the eighth child of the woman you are carrying will kill you."
India.
Yes, Mataji. The woman spoke of Ashtamo Garbha, referring to the eighth pregnancy, but did not clearly say whether the child was to be a son or a daughter. Even if Kamsa were to see that the eighth child of Devaki was a daughter, he should have no doubt that the eighth child was to kill him. According to the Vishwakosha dictionary, the word Garbha means embryo and also Arbhaka or child. Kamsa was affectionate toward his sister, and therefore he had become the chariot driver to carry her and his brother-in-law to their home. The demigods, however, did not want Kamsa to be affectionate toward Devaki, and therefore, from an unseen position, they encouraged Kamsa to offend her. Moreover, the 6 sons of Marichi had been cursed to take birth from the womb of Devaki, and upon being killed by Kamsa, they would be delivered. When Devaki understood that Kamsa would be killed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who would appear from her womb, she felt great joy. The word Vahase is also significant because it indicates that the ominous vibration condemned Kamsa for acting just like a beast of burden by carrying his enemy's mother.
Okay. So pati pragrahinam kamsam आभाष्याः शरीरवाक् आभाष्य आभाष्य आह ashariravaak. So the word that you have to pay attention to is ashariravaak. Vak means words. Vak means words. Sound, words. Vak is words. Right? Like you say Vak Devi. Vak Devi means Goddess Saraswati. Vak Devi. Vak. Sharira means body. Asharira means no body. That means there is no body, but you are hearing the words. What is that? Akashvani. So Akashvani, actually what is Akashvani? You are hearing the words. You are hearing the speech, but you don't see the person. That's Asharira Vak. So on the way, while Kamsa was managing the horses, or he was driving the chariot of Vasudeva and Devaki, uh, they heard one voice, a sharira vak, a voice that was coming from a person. Obviously, who will speak? Words will come from where? They will come from a person, right? Words come from whom? Words come from a person. But that person had no body. They couldn't see the body. The body was invisible. Simply the words were heard. Asyastvam ashtamo garbo. And what were the words? Asya. Asya means of this girl, Devaki. Uh, Ashtamo garbha. Eighth garbha, pregnancy. Okay? Eighth, eighth embryo, eighth garbha. So garbha does, when you say garbha, it doesn't specify whether it is a boy or a girl. Right? It doesn't say eighth son. It says eighth garbha, embryo. Whose eighth embryo? Asya, of this girl. Asya's ashtamo garbha, hanta tvam, right? The eighth garbha is going to kill you. Yam vahase abudha. And that girl, or this girl, or her, this person, her eighth embryo is going to kill you. That girl, you are vahase, vaha. Remember? Yoga kshemam vahamyaham, Krishna says, vaha, vahami means what? Vaha means to carry on the back, to wake, to bear the burden on one's own back, like you're carrying the load on your back. So Krishna says, Yoga kshemam vahamyaham. For his pure devotee, Krishna says, I will carry whatever he lacks, I'll carry on my back. So here this vahase, you are carrying the burden, right? You are driving the chariot, you're pulling the chariot like that. You're driving the chariot, you're doing the hard work. Like you're bearing the burden of driving the chariot of this girl. And her eighth embryo is going to kill you. Abudha. Buddha means Buddha Bhava Samanvita. Buddha means those who are intelligent. Abudha means one who is a foolish person. You foolish rascal. Like this. Who is saying Asharira Vak. So these words are coming from somebody whose body is not visible. Okay. While Kamsa, so I'll just read that. Pati pragrahinam kamsam abhashyaha shariravaak. What is abhashya? Addressing. So that word, those words were addressing Kamsa. Asyastvam ashtamo garbho hanta yam vahase abudha. Vahase buddha. While Kamsa, controlling the reins of the horses, was driving the chariot along the way, an unembodied voice addressed him, You foolish rascal, the eighth child of the woman you are carrying will kill you. Now, what is the significance here? Why this? First of all, who is this? First question that one should get is, obviously it belongs to some person, right? Words don't just come from nowhere. Someone is speaking. Who is speaking these words? Who is speaking? Yes, Rasapriya.
Prabhuji,
Who?
Prabhuji,
Brahmaji is speaking. Huh? Brahmaji. Acha, acha. Brahmaji. Okay. Anyone else want to? Yes.
Yogamaya?
Yogamaya. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. It's just the demigods. So it doesn't specify that it's Brahmaji. It says demigods. Uh, So they are speaking. So now the next question is, okay, they're speaking that you foolish rascal, this eighth embryo of this lady is going to kill you, and you're so foolish. You are carrying her, right? Driving her, pulling her chariot, and you're going. Not pulling, you're driving her chariot and going. You're so foolish, you rascal, you less intelligent fellow, like that. Why they didn't specify? Why they didn't specify whether it is a boy or a girl? See, or even why should they even at this time see Devaki is getting married now, and it's a nice what do you say occasion, right? Her wedding day, she's going. Why the demigods have to spoil the whole mood and break this news to Kamsa that the eighth child, or just that this lady's child is going to kill you? What is the whole purpose behind this? Why they have to say this to Kamsa? So our acharyas explain it like this, and Srila Prabhupada says also in the purport the same thing. That let's read the purport once again. Why the demigods had to even say this? The omen spoke of Ashtamo Garbha, referring to the eighth pregnancy, but did not clearly say whether the child was to be a son or daughter. Even if Kamsa were to see that the eighth child of Devaki was a daughter, he should have no doubt that the eighth child was to kill him. Yes, right. Because Kamsa, you see how affectionate he was to his sister. And also we saw earlier also that one's uncle, maternal uncle, should not be killed because he is next to father. And Kamsa would also naturally have so much affection. Because he has so much affection for Devaki, he will also have affection for Devaki's children. Because of his affection for Devaki, he will have affection for Devaki's children also. Then when the children are born, he would hesitate to kill them. He would hesitate to kill them. So this would not actually uh, work well with the Lord's appearance, the Lord's coming and doing his pastimes, as far as you know, reducing the burden. Kamsa is also one of those kings who has increased the burden. So for Kamsa, so what the demigods are doing is they're creating this, they're preparing the ground. So they're at the very seed, they're creating this uh, enmity in Kamsa's heart right from the very beginning. Because he has so much affection for Devaki, it would be difficult for him to get that enmity toward Devaki's children. So therefore, they said, like an Akashvani, it was announced that Your sister Devaki's child is going to kill you. So now he has this enmity towards the children. He was actually prepared to kill his sister right away. All that affection and love that he had now turned into anger. Now it would be easy for him to kill. Otherwise, it would have been difficult. So, Kamsa was affectionate toward his sister, and therefore he had become the chariot driver to carry her and her brother-in-law to their home. The demigods, however, did not want Kamsa to be affectionate toward Devaki, and therefore from an unseen position, so that they are not recognized. Kamsa is not an ordinary person. He had big, you know, demons. Later on, we see they were all like puppets in his hands. He had already conquered demigods also. They would be like Bakasura, etc. These demons, even the demigods feared these demons. And those demons were like maidservants in front of Kamsa. So he's very powerful. So the demigods also would not dare come in front of Kamsa. So the demigods, therefore, from an unseen position, they encouraged Kamsa to offend her, right? To offend her. And then why they didn't mention whether it was a boy or a girl? Because then Kamsa would kill, whether it is a boy or girl, it didn't matter. That means it will only it will allow for the flow of the Lord's Leela, isn't it? If if it were told that the eighth child is a boy, or the eighth son is going to kill, when Kamsa would have seen uh, the little baby girl that was brought from uh, Gokul, then he would say, "Oh, this is not the one that's going to kill me." Then how will he will wait for the next baby to come, and who knows when the next baby would come? Actually, the next one is Subhadra, another girl, isn't it? But even though it was a girl, because at the time of Akashvani it was said Garbha, it didn't say boy or girl. So when he saw a girl, he said, "No, this is the eighth child," and he tried to kill. And then that Mahamaya revealed to Kamsa that the person who's going to kill you is already born. So now he started looking for that. So this was also the demigods saying that the eighth child is not specifying whether it is a boy or girl, was also to aid in uh, allowing for the Lord's pastimes to be carried on smoothly. Okay. The other thing is, moreover, the 6 sons of Marichi had been cursed to take birth from the womb of Devaki, and upon being killed by Kamsa, they would be delivered. Okay. Another reason is, now, unless Kamsa knew that, unless Kamsa knew, why? Unless Kamsa knew that the eighth child was going to kill him, why would he kill the first 7? He wouldn't have any reason to kill, isn't it? Actually, you may say, if it is the eighth child, then he didn't have to kill the first 7 also. He could have just waited for the eighth one. But that's what he was planning on doing initially. But then Narad Muni will come and, we'll say. Anyone can be the eighth, depends on where you count from. So then he starts killing. But this is also required. Why? We are trying to understand why the demigods came and, gave this message as Akashvani. What were the different things that were accomplished by this? Marichi. Who is Marichi? Marichi is the son of Lord Brahma. There are 10 Prajapatis, Rishis, Prajapatis, that Lord Brahma, that appeared from Lord Brahma. One of them is Marichi. Marichi had 6 sons. So, when Lord Brahma, in the course of his secondary creation, when Goddess Saraswati appeared as his daughter, and Lord Brahma, being attracted to her, started running after her. Now, there is a lesson. Every time, these are not ordinary personalities, they are great personalities. Lord Brahma, who is Lord Brahma? He is the Acharya for the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Right? He is not just an ordinary person. But to teach us a lesson that this, one has to be extremely careful when associating with the opposite sex. Even if it is one's own daughter, or just the power of the illusory energy, right? Just the power of the illusory energy is so strong. If you're not very, very alert, even you may be a Gunavatar, you may be as powerful as Lord Brahma himself, still you can become a victim of Maya. So if that happened to Lord Brahma, what to speak of anyone else? So that's the message that was to be given. So for that sake, that incident happened. Actually, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur also mentions this in Chaitanya Bhagavat. Anyway, so these 6 sons of Marichi, when they saw Lord Brahma chasing after his daughter, they actually started to make fun of Lord Brahma, laughing at Lord Brahma, chastising him like that. It's not that Lord Brahma cursed them, but criticizing, yes, criticizing great personalities is extremely dangerous. Because of criticizing Lord Brahma, now they didn't understand. So if you don't understand why a great person is acting in a certain way, at least don't criticize, just wait for things to be revealed, but don't criticize. They criticized. They criticized Lord Brahma for his actions. And Lord Brahma is not an ordinary person. So because of this, they were cursed. Cursed means they fell down. They fell down from that position and they took birth as uh, the first 6 sons of Devaki. to be killed by their own uncle. So this was the punishment they got. Actually, I think I'm missing a connection here. Before this, they even let me get back. I'll get back to you on this. There's one more connection in between, if I'm not mistaken. I'll tell you. But the point is, the 6 sons of Marichi, for their, this is their reaction. The reaction they get as a result of criticizing Lord Brahma. So now that has to be also fulfilled. Why will Kamsa kill them if he doesn't hear that Devaki's 8th child is going to kill him? So for that reason also, the demigods had to come and announce that Devaki's 8th child is going to kill you. So that's one more thing that needed to be accomplished by this Akashvani. The 6 sons of Marichi had been cursed to take birth from the womb of Devaki, and upon being killed by Kamsa, they would be delivered. When Devaki understood that Kamsa would be killed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead who would appear from her womb, she felt great joy. She felt great joy that the Supreme Lord is going to appear from her. Vahase is also significant because it indicates that the ominous vibration condemned Kamsa for acting just like a beast of burden. Yeah, Vahase, burden, right? Carrying burden. By carrying his enemy's mother, right? What a foolish creature you are. She is going to be the mother of the person who's going to kill you, and here you are carrying the burden of, taking her like that. So, yeah, I will just refer to text 33 one more time, and if there is any more points that need to be added there, I will get back to you tomorrow. I didn't actually get a chance to look at the commentary. Okay, let's read Bhagavad Gita and Srila Prabhupada's Leelamrit. Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 2, text 21. Please repeat. Veda vinashinam nityam ya enam ajam avyayam katham sa purusha partha kam ghatayati hantikam. O Partha, how can a person who knows that the soul is indestructible, eternal, unborn, and immutable, kill anyone or cause anyone to kill? So how can a person who knows that the soul is indestructible, eternal, unborn, and immutable? That means the soul cannot be destroyed. The soul is there eternally and it never takes birth and it cannot be broken into pieces, cannot be divided. Anyone who knows this about the soul, that it has no death, it has no birth, right? Eternal means it has no death. It has no death, no birth, and it cannot be divided or broken, destroyed. Anyone who knows about this, how can he kill someone? Someone means how can he kill a soul? Soul has no death. How anyone can kill a soul? Right? How can he kill anyone? Or how can he cause someone else to kill a soul? Is it possible? No. Purport. Everything has its proper utility, and a man who is situated in complete knowledge knows how and where to apply a thing for its proper utility. Like you have a knife, it has a proper utility. You can cut fruits with it, cut vegetables with it, right? You can perform surgeries to save someone's life with it, like that. The knife has proper utility. But the person has to know what its utility is and how to use it, right? So a man who is situated in complete knowledge how to use that properly, He knows how and where to apply a thing for its proper utility. Similarly, just like a thing, right? Anything, even violence, you take it like a thing, like a knife. Similarly, violence also has its utility, and how to apply violence rests with the person in knowledge. So, just like for you to use a knife, you have to have knowledge of how this knife can be used properly. Similarly, one who has knowledge of how to use violence to benefit everyone, right? He can use it, he can apply it properly. Similarly, violence also has its utility, and how to apply violence rests with the person in knowledge. So, someone who is in knowledge will know when to use. Can you give me one example of where violence was used in knowledge, Asapriya? Huh? War. Okay, but specifically, I want to know any devotee who used violence in knowledge and applying that violence was actually beneficial. Kurukshetra war. So Duryodhan was using violence in knowledge? Huh? The Pandavas. Okay. Anyone else? Any other example? No examples.
Hanumanji Mataji.
Yes, I was also thinking of Hanumanji. Thank you, Mataji. Hanumanji and Arjun. I was thinking about these two examples. Of course, there's so many examples. All our great warrior kings, when they fight in battle, they are using it. But yeah, specifically Arjun and Hanuman were in my mind. So applying violence rests with the person who is in knowledge. Although the justice of the peace awards capital punishment to a person condemned for murder, right? Somebody has committed murder, and in the court of law, he is given punishment that this person for murdering, he must be hanged to death. This judgment is passed by the justice. So even though the judge passes this judgment that someone should be killed for killing another person, this person should be killed. So that killing was sanctioned by the judge, by the justice of peace. Even though he condemns a murderer, the justice of peace cannot be blamed. Can you say the judge is also a murderer because he caused someone to be killed? You cannot. Why? Because he orders violence to another person according to the codes of justice. So this is the point. Violence has its utility, but that proper utility of violence can be executed by a person in knowledge. So the judge of the court, he is a person in knowledge. What is that knowledge? Codes of justice, Manu Samhita, right? Law books. When he passes a judgment, it is according to the law books. When someone commits this crime, this should be his punishment. When someone commits murder under these circumstances, that should be the punishment. So he is actually, even when he is ordering someone to be killed, that means he is committing violence that is being done in knowledge, and he is doing it according to the codes of justice. Therefore, he is not punishable. In Manu Samhita, the law book for mankind, it is supported that a murderer should be condemned to death so that in his next life he will not have to suffer for the great sin he has committed. Yes, and also this is not just to kind of taking a revenge that you have killed this person, so you also have to be killed. Of course, that is the law of nature, right? If you kill someone, then you also have to be killed. But the judge is actually doing him a favor by hanging him in this very life, so that his karma of killing one man is squared off, so in his next life he can move on. If he escapes from law in this life, in his next life he will have to suffer tremendously. That means his progress is stopped. So by actually awarding capital punishment, the court or the justice of peace is doing a favor to the criminal. This is according to the codes of law, according to Manu Samhita. Therefore, the king's punishment of hanging a murderer is actually beneficial. Similarly, when Krishna orders fighting, it must be concluded that violence is for supreme justice. Now, Krishna, he himself is saying, you fight and you kill. This is no less than any book of law. He is the father of all dharma. It's like, where you have so many traffic rules and regulations. But when a traffic policeman is standing there and he's guiding you to do something, what do you say? Do you start speaking about the traffic rules to the policeman, or you just follow his guidelines? The rules tell you when you go for a test, driver's license test, this is one of the questions, that if a traffic policeman is telling you, guiding you to do something, you just follow what he's saying. Even if he says there's green light or red light, you still go. You have to follow his instructions. That is a rule in the traffic rules. So similarly, when Krishna is telling you to do something, you just do it. You just do it. So if Krishna is telling Arjun to fight in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, right? When Krishna orders fighting, it must be concluded that violence is for supreme justice, and thus Arjun should follow the instruction, knowing well that such violence committed in the act of fighting for Krishna is not violence at all. At any rate, the man, or rather the soul, cannot be killed. Of course, right? The soul cannot be killed. That's the whole point, right? What is the verse telling us? One who knows that the soul is indestructible, eternal, is unborn, and it is immutable. How can anyone kill that soul or cause it? That means here Krishna is causing Arjun to kill, right? Krishna is telling Arjun, you fight and you kill these people. And Arjun is killing. But if Arjun is in knowledge, how can he kill someone? Even though externally he's fighting, he's doing his Kshatriya duty, is he actually killing anyone? Because they're all spirit souls. How can you kill the spirit soul? That's the point. So for the administration of justice, so-called violence is permitted. So violence is also a tool, but you should know when to use it. Now this does not mean, elsewhere Srila Prabhupada says, that okay, so when you kill the body, then when you kill the body, you're not killing the soul, no problem. Now we can kill so many cows and so many, chicken and fish, because they are not, those bodies, they are souls. So no problem. We are not killing the souls. Can we kill? Can we kill or not? Can we kill or not? No? Why? It's a spirit soul. Spirit soul is not killed. Then why you cannot kill? Just now we read that the soul cannot be it's indestructible, it is unborn, it is eternal. So soul cannot be killed. So even if you kill, a chicken and you eat, you're not killing the soul. What's the problem? This can be used by meat eaters, saying that, yeah, we are also followers of Bhagavad Gita. We like this verse of Bhagavad Gita, but the soul cannot be killed, right? So we'll kill and we won't get any sin because we are not killing the soul. Anyway, looks like everyone is busy. It's not justified. Soul cannot.
Mataji, can you tell the question again? Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. This verse of Bhagavad Gita says that the soul, how can someone who knows that the soul is indestructible, unborn, eternal, and immutable, one who knows this about the soul, how can he kill someone, or how can he cause someone else to kill? Because the soul cannot be killed, so there's no way that I'm killing someone. Even if Arjun is fighting, he's actually not killing anyone, because everyone is a spirit soul. Spirit soul cannot be killed. So Krishna is saying, someone who knows the fact about the soul, that it cannot be killed, how can he kill? Now Arjun doesn't want to fight because he's thinking, oh, my grandfather will be killed, my teacher will be killed, my brothers will be killed. But they're all spirit souls. Krishna already established that in the previous verses. So then, how can you cause someone to kill? So go ahead and fight. You're not killing them. Now, taking this as an excuse, in today's world, those who like to kill animals and eat meat, they can say, see, this is the verse from Bhagavad Gita, that when you kill, you're actually not killing the soul. Nobody can kill the soul. So we'll kill and we'll eat meat. What's the problem? Can they do that? And if they quote this verse from Bhagavad Gita, what will you say to them?
That was Krishna's instruction to kill, but here we are doing it by our desire, our enjoyment, that we are killing them, finishing their life with for to enjoy our tongue, something like that. It's not the instruction of the Supreme Lord. That was the Supreme Lord's instruction to Arjun to kill them,
Right.
because he wanted to do. He wanted that should, so the Arjun had to follow. But here is no instruction to kill them. It's just for our enjoyment. We are finishing their life span earlier to enjoy our tongue.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you. Anyone else also would like to add something or say the same thing in a same point? The point is, Mataji said the point, but from the purport, would anyone like to add anything?
It's not the killing in violence and knowledge as we were reading. So they are not doing it out of knowledge of this actually. As Mataji pointed out, that it is because of sense gratification that they are committing.
Yes.
That's what I can think of.
Yes, yes. Anyone else wanted to say something? Yeah, that's what I was also I was seeing for that connection also, apart from what Mataji, Nilambari Mataji said. Violence has its utility, but who can see that utility? One who is in knowledge. So first of all, you should have that knowledge where to use this violence. You cannot just whimsically go on killing. No. Just like the judge is killing people, murderers, but he is doing it with authority. Like Nilambari Radha Mataji said, Krishna was ordering Arjun, he was authorizing it. And Krishna is the highest authority. But for us, we see Shastra, right? What is permitted and what is not permitted is there in the scripture. So for that, first you should know. You should have that knowledge. What is permitted and what is not permitted. Everything has its utility. But you should know what is that utility, where it can be applied, when it can be applied for the benefit. So, but this is not being done in knowledge when we kill animals simply for sense gratification. That's not violence. You know, violence is not being used in knowledge. Then there will be consequence. There will be consequence. It's being done whimsically. So yes, thank you. So then we will just read Srila Prabhupada's Leelamrita. 1 minute. Last line. Okay. A surgical operation is not meant to kill the patient, but to cure him. Yeah, to cure him. That's another thing, right? Surgical operation, you're using violence, you're using a knife, you're cutting someone's body, but it is not meant to kill someone, it is meant to cure that person. Therefore, the fighting to be executed by Arjun at the instruction of Krishna is with full knowledge, so there is no possibility of sinful reaction. Yeah, so doing it in knowledge is the key, right? You have to do, when you do something, you have to do it in knowledge. Then you don't get the sinful reactions. Srila Prabhupada's Leelamrita, continuation. Oh, we are starting a new chapter. Chapter 18, Volume 1, Chapter 18. Breaking ground. Swami Bhaktivedanta came to USA and went swiftly to the archetype spiritual neighborhood, the New York Lower East Side, and installed intact an ancient, perfectly preserved piece of street India. Piece of street India. And installed intact an ancient, perfectly preserved piece of street India. He adorned a storefront as his ashram and adored Krishna therein, and by patience and good humor, singing, chanting, and expounding Sanskrit terminology, day by day established Krishna consciousness in the psychedelic mind manifesting center of America East. To choose to attend to the Lower East Side, what kindness and humility and intelligence. Who's saying this? Allen Ginsberg, from his introduction to the Macmillan Bhagavad Gita as it is. Prabhupada's new neighborhood. What is the new neighborhood now? Srila Prabhupada is in 26 Second Avenue. Was not as run down as the nearby Bowery, though it certainly was less than quaint. Right across from his storefront, a row of tombstones looked out from the somber, dimly lit display windows of Wheatsner Brothers and Papa Memorials. I don't know those. North of Weitzner Brothers was Sam's Luncheonette. Next to Sam's stood an ancient four-story building marked AIR. Then Ben J. Horowitz monuments, more gravestones, and finally Schwartz Funeral Home. So this is where the 22nd Avenue is located. There's tombstones and there is gravestones, funeral homes. On the next block at number 43, a worn canvas awning jutted out onto the sidewalk. Provenzano Lanza Funeral Home. Then there was Cosmos Parcels Importers, and a few blocks further uptown, the prominent black and white signboard of the Village East Theatre. Up a block, but on the same side of the avenue as the storefront, was the Church of the Nativity, an old three-story building with new blue paint and a gold-colored cross on top. The 6-story 22nd Avenue, its face covered by a greenish fire escape, crouched against the massive 9-story Knickerbocker fireproof warehouse. 2nd Avenue was a main traffic artery for East Manhattan, and the stoplight at the intersection of Houston and 2nd pumped a stream of delivery trucks, taxis, and private autos past Prabhupada's door. From early morning until night, there would be cars zooming by, followed by the sound of brakes, the competitive tension of waiting bumper to bumper, the impetuous honking, then gears grinding, engines rumbling and revving, and again the zooming by. The traffic was distractingly heavy. So we can stop there, continue reading tomorrow. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for joining today. All of you have a wonderful day in Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Hare Krishna.